Little bro,
Big bro.
Jeganu in the building.
Jeganu MMA. What's good, yo?
What's goody? What's goody with it, fam? How's it going, man?
All good, all good. How about you?
Everything's all right? Man, I'm a happy man, bro.
Everything's good.
If the UFC keep on pumping cards out like this, I'm a happy man, bro. UFC Fight Night, Curtis Blaydes versus Alexander Volkov.
They redeemed
Crazy
themselves.
card.
They
And
redeemed
like
themselves.
not even kind of bullshitting. Let's jump right into it. The
Let's go.
prelims. It started with who was it? Hubbard versus Max.
Max, yeah, Austin Hubbard versus Max Rockshoff or something like
Oh
that.
my goodness, bro!
Lightweight.
Austin Hubbard came in looking technically superior to that particular fighter, Max Roxpeth. Honestly, specifically with the striking part, definitely came. It's a short notice fight for both of them, but definitely he came in. Austin Hubbard came in. Even though it was short, it felt like he is a veteran compared to Max. But it felt, bro, like he knew every move. Let's say midway in the first round, I feel like he read him. He got everything. He got his footwork down. Even the takedowns, even the jiu-jitsu attempts, he wasn't in danger. He wasn't in any real danger. So I think Hubbard came in, understood. I don't even want to talk about Max, but he understood the game plan that Max was coming with, which was ground game, and he was gonna try to take him down as frequent as possible and try to get the submission. So he kept it standing, smart, pieced him up in the stand up game. Phenomenal, pretty much handiwork where head movement. He ate a couple of shots, but then he was blowing in terms of strikes landed. He was blowing Max out of the waters, man. And just to throw it out there, Max is a quitter, so I don't even want to talk about it.
Bro, why did you even have to do him like that, bro?
I'm
You
just
gotta give
saying,
him.
bro.
You gotta give him props, bro. Like he got in there and he fought at least for a round, bro. And he actually he did some damage in like the first round. Like the time where I don't think Austin Hubbard was reading him. I think like he didn't have the space to throw punches or to attack Max because Max overwhelmed him in the first round, like with strikes. Because Max is a grappler. He's not that good of a striker. So
I'm
he
with
had
you.
that kind of hype when he saw that he's landing strikes. He's taking him down, although he wasn't controlling him on the ground, but he was taking him down. They scrambled for a bit, and Austin would get up. But Austin, like he was getting hit, and he wasn't like he didn't have the right timing to throw his strikes because Max like overwhelmed him. But that fired back at Max when
You're
he
talking about in the
in the
what is it? 2 minutes
first
of the first round.
first 2 to 3 minutes of the first round, because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Max at the end of the first round, you can see that he gassed out because he was like being
He was
desperate.
gone, bro. He
He
was
was
gone.
throwing. He was
Conditioning.
conditioning, exactly. He was throwing like double legs, desperate double legs. He was throwing Emanari rolls from from like a
10 miles
mile
away.
away, exactly a mile away, and like he looked desperate for the takedown. So you know that he didn't.
But you knew he couldn't match up with Hubbard on the striking. That's why.
Exactly. He overwhelmed Hubbard in the striking in the first minutes of the first round, but he couldn't contain that pace to the last
Got you. Yeah.
to the last round, to the last third round. That I was very surprised that he quit. Like his coach was saying, no, like no, you're gonna continue, but
I'm just saying, bro. What do you think about that? Was the coach right to do that? But at the same time, was he like wrong for doing that? Because in a
I
way,
don't think.
he was trying to look out for his fighter, which is listen.
Mhm.
I know you're a champ. You could do it. He's young in his career. He's not battle tested. I understand all of that, but you cannot coach or teach heart. you cannot coach or teach perseverance. That comes from within. You can teach a fighter skills. You can teach them how to strike, how to grapple, how to defend takedowns. But you can't treat them. You can't teach them how to have heart, which is in those type of moments where your cardio is failing, your condition is failing you. It's a struggle. You're like,
he's gonna
I'm
look
drowning, nigga. Help me
Max,
out. That's when
Max,
a
Max
champion
is gonna
shows
learn.
up, bro.
He's
That's
gonna learn.
my
Like,
take. That's just my take.
like, I'm saying that he's gonna learn from this experience. Obviously, it's not gonna be his last fight in the UFC. I
Yeah.
think he has like 2 fights. I think fighters have 3 fights in their contract.
Yep.
So hopefully he gets back and he
Hopefully we'll
performs.
see. It was a
He
great
performs better.
show in
What?
any ways. But who did we have next? What was it? Roxanne versus
Roxanne, the Happy Warrior versus Laura Murphy.
Yep.
The flyweight division, the women's flyweight division.
A little boring fight for me. It went to decision. I kind of everybody was talking about Roxanne Modafari's ground game, and I think that didn't show up at all. Even in a way, Murphy actually took her down like in the second or third round. So I think she was stuck in the middle. Definitely brought she's definitely ready to fight, but she did not have the skills to combat Murphy or Laura Murphy's game plan, which was definitely stay in her face, striking. She was crisper hands. I definitely think it was a boring fight, but definitely a good filler. Always nice to see the Happy Warrior, right? And all I can say about that fight is lacklustered a little bit, but it got to highlight Laura Murphy for us as fans, right?
Yeah, but like Roxanne kind of did her thing because she's best known for her like Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and in her last fight she stopped what's her name? What's her name, bro? The girl that the
Who?
UFC were pushing.
What's her name? I know who you're talking about. Wasn't she the girl that was with
She was
Matt
training
Sarah
with
and
Ben
them?
Askren. With Ben Askren.
Oh,
I'm
Ben
not
Askren.
mistaken.
Ben Askren. Yeah.
She was training with Ben Askren.
I forget her
Anyways,
name. I forget
she's super young. The UFC were pushing her,
I
and
remember
she
who you're
was
talking
like,
about. She popped her knee or something.
Yeah, she popped her knee because like Modafferi ambushed her with her striking, and like she's not known like she's not orthodox with her striking. She's very unorthodox, in your face kind of striker, and she like
Yeah.
surprised her, and then she fell and popped her knee. But in this fight, we got to see that Modafferi, she was tested. Like her striking wasn't
Definitely.
that good as of Lauren. And Lauren, like Lauren Murphy, she's known for her wrestling, but she got too comfortable with the striking because Modafferi couldn't like hold her own in the striking department. So
Definitely.
yeah, so I'd say
That's why I was
congrats
but
to
she
Lauren.
played
And that's it.
on Laura Murphy's part. She played a smart game, very calculated, point score based. She was making sure she's racking up the points, and it wasn't a surprise that she took the W and took that home pretty much to her team and gym. But definitely a good fight. But that led us up to who was the next fight on the card? Was that the Canadian chick, or who was it?
Nah, bro. It was unfortunately
Who?
Unfortunately Frank the
Oh,
Crank Camacho versus the newcomer Justin James.
oh man. Shout out to Frank the Craig, man. He showed us love, but all I would say is like you a warrior.
Look, bro.
Stay up, and definitely
Stay
you're
up,
gonna
bro.
come back. That's what champions do.
That's what champions do,
Unfortunately,
man.
Frank, we didn't get to see much. We didn't get
It
to
was
see
fast.
much. It was only
So
like
fast.
what the first 30 or 40 seconds of the first round.
First,
Soon as it
yeah.
started, but definitely, what's the other guy's name?
Justin James.
Justin James.
Jaynes, Jaynes.
Yeah, Justin
James.
James. I guess Justin's game plan was I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna take him out because it was a short notice fight. And Frank the Crank, bro,
Exactly.
the Crank wasn't. I guess Camacho was trying to feel him out to kind of slowly start up, but
Mm.
Frank the Crank caught that crazy overhand right, and it rocked him, and then that was the beginning of the end. And talk a
I
little
think
bit about James or Justin's handiwork.
Justin James, like as soon as the fight started, he covered the distance and he didn't give the way when fights begin, fighters give their opponents some space and they start
Yeah,
leading each other. He didn't give him that. Like he went to work. He went to because obviously it's a short notice fight and
of course.
this is his debut. So he wanted to make a statement and like he closed the gap. He like before the over right hand, was it an over right hand that
I'm
landed?
not sure.
The
Yeah,
one that
I think he
cracked
clipped him
Frank.
with a hook.
Before it landed, like Frank was also kind of hesitant to get in with him because he was like, even Michael Bisping said that in his last fight, Frank, obviously he's known to brawl and to be in a phone booth with fighters. In his last fight, in between the rounds, his coaches were like, always they were like, do not get into a brawl. Do not get into a brawl. Like calm down. Calm down. They
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
always calm him down. So this fight he was like calm from the beginning of the fight. And I think that kind of backfired against a guy who is in his debut, doesn't have any much time. He wants to prove himself, so like it kind of backfired. He was kind of slow. He wanted to read him, but Justin didn't give him any chance and landed that override. And as soon as when Frank like laid his back on the, he didn't go down. Like he was kind of out on his feet. The fight stopped
Yeah.
on his feet,
Yep.
but I don't know. It's kind of I know it's kind of wild, but I think it was kind of a bit early stoppage.
Nah, man,
Like
I disagree.
if they if they if they let him like a couple of seconds more and he got like he fell to the ground, that's it. They should have stopped it. But he went like they stopped the fight on his feet. But
No, bro, come on. Like
that's
it was
unpopular
how many
opinion.
unanswered shots? How many
Probably
unanswered shots
probably
did he
like
take?
probably like 4 or 5 maybe.
Yeah, four or
But
five, but they were
uh,
heavy, clear, like heavy
mm,
hits or shots, plus flush clear to the fucking chin, bro. He rocked him. He was
mm.
out of it from the first, from way before when he rested up against the cage.
From the overright hand,
Yeah,
as soon
but
as
it
it
went
connected,
downhill from there. He pieced him
yeah.
up. He gave him another hook, another uppercut, and it was landing. And you could see in
Mm.
his eyes, bro, he was out on his feet. I think Camacho tried his best to play it off, tried to make it look like I'm still in the fight. But
Mm.
I disagree, man. I think
Unpopular.
great
It's
decision
a
by
it's
Herb Dean.
Let's just say it's an unpopular opinion that the
Okay,
fight
all right,
was
I'll
was an
give you
early
that one.
start.
And
Let's
then
move
what?
on.
Who did we
Let's
have
move on
next?
to Casey Courtney and my new crush Gillian Robertson, bro, in the flyweight division.
you're
The
little
savage,
you have a crush on my Canadian sis
bro.
right now.
Bro, like
Oh,
man,
Jillian
I
came into play, bro.
yeah, bro. Like she did her thing, and I think they said she she was training in Dean Thomas's garage. That's how much of a dedicated fighter she is. Like during this time of quarantine, and yeah, bro. Like she did her thing. Obviously, I thought that what's her name? Courtney Casey, right?
Casey, yeah,
Courtney Casey.
I
Yeah,
think
Courtney
so.
Casey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
check
Courtney
that. I'm not
Casey.
sure.
Courtney Casey.
Courtney Casey. Okay.
Let's just say the one with the bad fighting record. I think she's 9-7 or something like that.
Is she?
Courtney Casey.
Oh my god. Courtney
Courtney
Casey.
Casey.
Okay, okay.
Even Gillian. Even Gillian is like Gillian Robertson is like I don't know 6-4 or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyways, because like Courtney like it's a quick turnaround and she fought like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. I
yeah.
was like she has some momentum and she finished her last fight with a submission if I'm not mistaken.
I
So I
think
was
so. Yeah.
like both of them Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighters, like they might cancel each other out and it will be a standing like fight, stand-up fight. But it was kind of, but Gillian like did her thing. She took her
Yeah,
down
yeah.
a lot.
She's like
Yeah, she
French
took
or
her down
something,
a
right?
lot.
Yeah.
Nah, she's Canadian, but she lives
No, no,
down
Canadian, but
in
I mean like
America.
Jillian what? Jillian something? What's her name?
Not
Robertson?
Jillian,
Huh?
Gillian. Yeah, Gillian Robertson.
Okay,
Gillian
okay, Jillian. Yeah.
Savage Robertson.
I'm
And
just
yeah, like
saying, bro.
she
Her game
imposed her
plan was
game plan.
definitely on point. Just because her game plan was even with Dean Thomas, you can hear him on in her corner. He let her know, like,
Mm.
"Yo, take her down and go to work," because he knows that Casey Courtney or uh, I'm not sure if she's weak on the ground, but she didn't have any answer. She tried
Even
to.
Gillian,
What's that?
like Gillian, like she took her down a lot, but
Yes,
even she said it in her post-fight interview that I didn't do much when I took her down. She didn't like throw a
exactly.
lot of ground and pound, but she did take her down a lot.
Yeah, but she also
She controlled.
neutralized her, and the way she finished, which was a beautiful, amazing guillotine at what was it, 15 seconds to go or 20 seconds to go to
at
the
the end of
last round.
the was it the
And
third round
yeah, end of the third, end of
or
the
the
third. I
second
think it
round?
was 20
End of the
seconds or
third.
15 seconds to go, and
Mm,
she that just shows you the focus that she had. And she was like, I heard my coach saying, "It's not too late for a submission. Finish her."
yeah,
Went in,
yeah.
cinched that in, and bang.
She didn't even like get a body triangle in,
No,
right?
no,
It
she
was
didn't.
like
She could have
just
got out of
it
it. You
was
can
just
even hear Dominic Cruz
yeah.
in the commentary. He was
Mm.
saying that, okay, if she moves this way or if she pushes that way, she can get
She
out of it.
didn't.
And I was like, nigga, my Canucks just got this one, bro.
She did it. I went to like on some not on some like creepy shit, but I just went on her Instagram,
Oh,
like
you're a stalker, bruh.
Gillian. I'm not. I'm not. Like,
Oh, stop
anyways,
this creepy stalker shit, man.
I, I went, I went on Instagram and I saw like her stories, the last story that she posted. She posted a photo of her choking Courtney Casey out, and she wrote hashtag throat cuddles. I was like, what the
Throat
hell?
cuddles.
You choked the shit out of her and you call it
Oh
throat
man.
cuddles.
Nah, but
But
for real
yo,
though, that was definitely a fun fight. I liked it. It was
it
technical,
was.
definitely in the ground, and congratulations to
Mm,
her. Like well deserved. Definitely. Moving on,
congratulations,
who we
Gillian.
got next?
We got again your Canadian Canuck, your boy Marc Andre Barrio or something.
Yeah,
He's French. He's French. Barrio and the Polish fighter Oscar Piota.
man, brawler, tough as they come. He was definitely a champion outside of the UFC promotion. If
Mm.
I'm not mistaken, where is he from? Montreal or sorry, Quebec City, Quebec.
Yeah,
And
he's from Quebec.
I definitely his style is not that technical. He's just tough and grits, right? But he
Mm.
definitely had amazing success with the uppercut when he was dealing with
He threw a lot of them. He threw a lot of uppercuts, bro.
and it
Like
connected, but it
I lost
connected.
count.
Was that?
I lost count. Like he threw a lot of uppercuts.
Yeah,
Like
man.
where
And
you
Akapotov or what's his name? What's the other guy's names?
Piota, Oscar Piota.
Oscar. Oscar was like definitely trying to stay in it. He was trying to head movement. Hey, head movement wasn't working. Uh,
He caught Mark with a couple of good body kicks. Like he
yeah.
threw a like few of them went in, but obviously like he's just see the guy. He's built like a tank, so you know he can take a couple of kicks.
Yep, and
So
plus
he
like
went
he
in
hits
and
hard, bro,
threw a lot of his with
and
his
definitely a
uppercuts,
lot
bro.
of
Like he threw a lot of them.
headshots landed through
Mm.
that through Oscar's equilibrium off. You saw how the finish was like once he hit him with a nice and sat on the punch, and definitely got him down. That rocked him. He went down and TKO, baby. There was 10 seconds
He,
left, and if you saw the fight,
yeah,
as soon as he finished him, was that?
he didn't even wait. Like as soon as he saw him went down, he didn't even think about it. He went in
He
for the
went
kill. And
in,
that's it.
and the
Yeah,
referee, you could see as soon as he stopped him, when Mark got out, it's like it was like the 10-second clap was there. Like
yeah.
pop, pop. I was like, oh man, all these
Uh,
fights tonight, man. I'm like last rounds in the last second finish, amazing, definitely great
that's it.
performance. I can't wait for his next fight and next matchup to see how he's gonna match up with everybody else. You know, definitely a
Well,
fun fight. Who did we have next?
We had Tisha Tiny Tornado Torres versus Brianna Van Buren. Like,
Let me just start it off with this.
yeah.
Brianna is fine as fuck. She is fucking.
She is, bro. Like, exactly. Bro, I was like, she's even my like. I was like, she's so tiny. Like, she gotta be my height, bro. I'm like, yeah, bro.
Nah.
Gillian,
I think she's short. I think she's shorter than you, bro. She's like
bro,
5 foot.
She's 5 foot, but like Gillian Robertson, like you could say
You're picking and choosing, huh?
Nah, bro, but like you can say that Gillian Robertson is a bit taller than me. She might be out of my league, but Brianna Van Buren, bro. But like I was so disappointed that she's DC was like they were saying that DC was praising her wrestling and everything, but she froze a lot in her in the clinch. Like as soon as they disengaged, not even before they even engaged in the clinch, as soon as the fight started, Tisha Torres opened the fight with 3 head kicks, out of nowhere. Just like bow, bow. Like,
was it head kicks or body shot, like body kicks?
Nah, it was
something like that. Kicks, it was kicks.
Yeah. But Brianna, like she blocked it, and after that, like the only thing she could do is she couldn't take Tisha down. So she was like in the
Tisha, great takedown defense, man.
Bro, just look at Tisha's arms, bro. Like, just look at her fucking. She's ripped.
She's a little Terminator.
Exactly. That's why they call it Tiny Tornado, bro. Like, she can stuff takedowns. As soon as they disengage with the clinch, she threw amazing kicks. Like, she stopped Brianna game plan.
Yeah, but just like kudos to Brianna, because Brianna came in.
Kudos to her. Of course,
yeah, because she came in, and she's relatively the amateur. Well, she's not amateur because they both started or debuted at the same time.
No,
if it's UFC. Yes, man. Check it
out. Brianna is she came from Invicta. She's a Invicta champion.
Bro, I heard that shit in commentary. You know, I'm an advanced casual.
Yeah, but Tisha Torres is I think she's ranked 11 or she's she's
definitely ranked. No, but I heard somebody, I think John Anik or someone saying something like that they debuted together or at the same date. Maybe it's on the UFC. I don't know.
Maybe it's on.
But she's young. She's 26 and shit.
Yeah, like exactly. She's 26. I thought like she was older than that, but I think they both debuted in Invicta, not in the UFC.
Oh, okay, got you.
Both of them came from Invicta.
They came from Invicta. Yeah, something like that. But definitely her wrestling is definitely top notch. It's good, but she didn't have answers for the striking. And Tisha Torres was doing whatever the fuck she wanted. She was throwing axe kicks. She was doing, she was throwing 4 punch combinations. You're like, what is going on here, bro? But definitely Brianna was tough. Good showcasing. But Tisha Torres had it in the bag. It was a decision, and it was a well-deserved decision. It was a unanimous decision for Tisha Torres. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Brianna brings in her next couple of fights. Let's see what kind of matchups they do. You know, she's definitely easy on the eyes. For me, I don't know about nobody.
Bro, but you're being a creep right now, bro. Just like you said, I'm being a creep for stalking Gillian Robertson.
You trying to get me back. That's why. I know. Ain't nobody being a creep, man. I'm telling you. Let's see what she does. I'm complimenting the woman on her profession, bro. On what she does. She's good at what she does, man. And if you're watching this, Brianna, holla at your boy. Low key, I'm best.
I'm gonna tag her, bro. I'm gonna tag her on Instagram.
Hit me.
The main event. Moving on to the main event of the prelims. Your boy, the Carpenter, Clay Guida versus Bobby. He changed his nickname, Bobby King Green. I think it was Sideswipe, right? It was Sideswipe.
Sideswipe is garbage, bro. He's trying to. I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's trying to steal my my podcast, my other podcast, what I do with Lola Flores.
Look
Sideswipe,
at this guy.
I got a cheap
Look
plug,
at
bro.
this guy.
Cheap plug.
Look
I got
at
a
this
middle
guy
school.
plugging his podcast, bro. Get out of here, man.
Yeah, man,
Anyways, he
but
changed his
definitely,
nickname.
I
So.
enjoyed the fight, man. I enjoyed that fight. Bobby
fight.
Green looked amazing.
Amazing.
Very
Absolutely.
fast head movements, striking, reflexes, counters. He was going in. Guida,
Hands
as usual, he was in his
low.
face.
Hands were so freaking low. I think I'm losing you, bro.
Guida was definitely depending on his wrestling, and he was just taking him down, trying to kind of make sure that he does not take him down, tire him, and then maybe switch it up to a let's say a submission or something. But the thing I liked the most in Bobby Green's performance is that he threatened submissions to get out of being taken down, like
the guillotine. His guillotine.
What guillotine?
Bro.
He even did the Kimura hold. He held him. He held him with a Kimura and flipped him, and that,
just to escape.
Yes, that worked as a takedown defense, which was great. Both veterans, they did a good display in terms of being the main card of the prelims, and I think the decision, even though Bobby Green has issues with decisions and judges,
He
but
retired.
the decision was well deserved. As a win for Bobby Green, Bobby the King Green.
Bobby King Green. I think in the press fight conference they said James Vick was talking shit about him. So he's like, oh yeah, tell him I'm gonna slap the shit out of him when I see him. I was like, bro, you're fucking reaching, bro. Like he's trying to create drama. Why, nigga? Just fight, fight. That's it.
He's trying to follow. Like he even mimics like Nick Diaz, like in terms of how they move, what they're something, bro.
Like and during the fight, he was trying to do the Nate, walk stuff, like the way he stalks his opponents. But just do you and that's it, bro. Let's
definitely because he's talented, bro. Definitely talented.
He is absolutely.
And they killed it. Even Guida, like a Hall of Famer, and he definitely pressured. I think he's a collegiate All-American wrestler or something like that. His background is wrestling. And he
Bobby?
Go all night long. This guy, he can go for fucking 5 more.
You're talking about Bobby?
No,
about Guida.
Yeah,
of course.
Switching gears, sir. Pay attention, bro.
All right.
Guida kept on taking him down and getting up and just jog. So both of them, great display in terms of the fight. But I definitely give it to Bobby Green, man. Definitely, he was the more skilled,
with the striking.
Yep.
With the striking, he did like he threw a lot of that Kamaru Usman threw against the front kick to the gut. Like he threw it a lot.
Yeah.
Like, he stopped Guida with it. Guida wasn't like throwing any double legs or trying to take him down, but he did. He kind of did, but he defended with his guillotine. So congrats, Bobby.